Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany Suzette. Today, you guys, guess what? I realized I have never done a video on how to make the best collard greens you ever had in your life. I just realized I've never shown y'all my recipe. So today, guess what? We're going to be making the best collard greens you ever had in your life. And I prepare them two ways. Sometimes I add vinegar, sometimes I don't. I'm not really sure which way I'm going to show you as of yet, but we're about to get into this video. But do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. Please put your notifications on so every time I upload a video, you will be first to be notified. Let's get into this video. So guys, I have one bunch of greens here. I know it's going to cook down, but it's only me, guys. It's only me. And the recipe's still going to be good now. But yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick our greens, right? We're going to cut along the stalk, or you can, okay guys, so what you want to do is you can cut along, you see that? I'm going to cut along the stalk. And remove this, just like that. And what I have is a system going. Sometimes, if I'm not in a rush, I will go ahead and roll these up like this. And cut them down. Or sometimes I may just pick the leaves off the stalk like this. And this is for when I'm cooking Sunday's dinner, or I don't have a lot of time and I have to prepare other dishes. I just do this. Either way it works. The key of them is that we want clean greens. So I'm going to show you guys again. I'm going to cut along the stalk. That's my kitty in the background. If y'all hear Junior. Junior, say hello. Juju. And then I just roll this up. And look, I cut. And I have a bowl over here. I have my greens bowl over here that I'm putting my sliced greens in. I'm going to do the rest of these and then I'll show you guys the next step. So now that I have all of my greens picked, I'm going to wash them thoroughly. I usually do a wash and massage method with my greens. I wash my greens at least 3 times. You know, greens is a vegetable that comes from the ground, so it has dirt on them. So you want to make sure you wash your greens thoroughly. And let me just put this out there. If you ever eaten anyone's greens and they were gritty, that means they were not properly washed, okay? You eat a little dirt. But we don't do that here. But anywho, let's start washing our greens. And when I say I massage them, because I want to get all the dirt off of them. And I will rinse these off 3 to 4 times just to make sure that all the dirt is off of these. And when it comes to your greens, do not rush the process, guys. And you want to massage them because the dirt that's on the green, you want it to fall to the bottom of the bowl. And we're going to rinse that off. And we're going to do this process 3 to 4 times. So all the dirt is removed from our greens and they're nice and clean. Gonna fill this back up. Do the same method all over again. But this time we're gonna let them soak for a few minutes. I'm gonna submerge this in water. And while this is soaking, I have some smoked turkey legs that I'm gonna be adding and our greens. You can use smoked neck bones, smoked turkey tails, the meat of your choice. I like smoked turkey necks or anything smoked turkey I love. So this is the merge, and I'm gonna do the same. We're gonna massage. Make sure our greens is nice and clean. Gonna let that sit there. I got some smoked turkey legs from Food Lion. These was $4.93. I'm gonna get these rinsed off and in our pot to stop boiling so they can get nice and tender. And I just thoroughly just rinse these off very well. These are some nice size smoked turkey drumsticks. And smoked turkey greens, that's the meal within it. So I have my two turkey drumsticks submerged in water. I'm going to put this on medium heat, and I'm going to cover this. You want to keep checking this as it boils because the impurities will start to foam off, and you just want to scoop that out as they're cooking. Sometimes when they cook down, you just have to add more water, but I'll show you when it gets to that next step, okay? So while our greens are soaking, our smoked turkey is on the stove boiling, and with that being said, we're going to check that. And I'm going to boil the smoked turkey even when taking the impurities off. It's going to boil until it's fork tender. And when your fork can go directly in there, the meat is halfway falling off the bone. That's when I'm going to add my greens to it, okay? So I have a half of an onion. I'm just going to use half of this because we only have one bunch of greens. And I have 5 cloves of fresh garlic that I'm just gonna cut up finely. Garlic is the garlic is not gonna overpower the taste in the greens. Garlic is so good for you. Today is really chilly here in Baltimore, and it's windy, which makes it extra cold. Greens is a very healthy dish for you. Keep your digestive and your immune system going. Adding this fresh garlic and onions will boost your immune system as well. Nobody wants to be sick. So just like that, I have my garlic here. I'm going to check on the greens. I'm going to give them another massage and rinse, and then I'll get back to you. So far, we've rinsed these greens twice already. Going to give them a final rinse and make sure that they're clean. And you say, well, Tiff, how do you know that your greens are clean? Even while massaging and rinsing them. So when you rinse your greens and completely empty the bowl at the bottom where you don't see any more sand or dirt, that's how you know your greens are clean. What do we have here? Yes, that's right. We got some bacon. We're going to use the bacon grease and some bacon to add into our greens, which is going to take the whole flavor train up to another level. I promise you would not be disappointed with this recipe. And we're just going to prep everything for right now. We're going to cut down a couple of pieces of bacon so when it's time to fry up, that part will already be done. And the brand I'm using is Jamestown brand bacon. This was my mom's favorite type of bacon to use. And we don't need a lot. I'm just going to do maybe, this is about 3 pieces. Just about 3 pieces. I'm just going to cut this in half. I'm just going to have everything prepped. So when it's time to start rocking and rolling, we already be halfway there. So our turkey legs have been boiling. maybe 30 minutes. And so when I mentioned before the impurities, this is what I'm talking about, guys. You see this brown stuff that's cooking out of the smoked turkey? We're going to scoop that right on off. Be careful because it's hot. We don't want none of this in our greens. And we don't want to digest none of this. I'm just going to scrape that off. And you get as much as you can possible. Once it's cooked down, we're going to rinse this anyway. So this is what I was talking about when I said impurities, guys. Be careful not to burn yourself. And it's okay if you don't get all of it off. You want to get majority of it because it's still boiling. They still have a ways to go before becoming tender. And we're going to let this keep boiling. So guys, it's been about 2 hours that our smoked turkey has been boiling. It's nice and fork tender like. The only thing I did off of camera was that I rinsed them off and then I refilled and covered them with more water. That's it. So let me show you when I'm say fork tender. Yes. Nice and tender, guys. See that? Let's see if I can push them up. Look at that. You see how that water is nice and clean? No more impurities. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add our greens. These greens were washed off 4 times. Nice and clean. Once again, you want to know how your greens are clean. Once you pour all the water off and there's no more dirt at the bottom of your bowl, dirt, sand, whatever you want to call it, then you know your greens are good. I'm going to add my lid so that this can cook down, and then we're going to start seasoning and onions and garlic. Now while our greens are cooking down, we're going to cook up our bacon. And of course, y'all know bacon, you don't need any grease. Bacon makes its own grease. I'm just going to put this in here. I hope you guys are enjoying your day today. Today is very relaxing. This week was crazy at work. And I can't wait for this to fry up. Who doesn't love the smell of bacon? Is this one? Oh, this is 2 pieces. Okay. Alright. This is just a little piece. We'll sit here. Come on, bacon. I'm going to put my pan on medium heat and let that fry up and be right back. So as you can see, our greens are cooking down. You can even tell that the color has become darker. We're going to add our onions and garlic. Add that right on in there. And the garlic is optional, but if you want your greens to taste exactly like mine, then I suggest you use garlic. It's really, really good. I'm just gonna mix this around. Ooh, ooh, ooh. My bacon is done. And I'm just going to let this cook down for maybe another 10 minutes to make sure that the onion and the garlic is infused in our smoked turkey and our greens. And then we'll start seasoning and we'll add our bacon grease to this. So as you can see, our greens are cooking down. You can even tell that the color has become darker. We're going to add our onions and garlic. Right on in there. And the garlic is optional, but if you want your greens to taste exactly like mine, then I suggest you use garlic. It's really, really good. I'm just gonna mix this around. Ooh, ooh, ooh. My bacon is done. And I'm just gonna let this cook down for maybe another 10 minutes to make sure that the onion and the garlic is infused in our smoked turkey and our greens. And then we'll start seasoning and we'll add our bacon grease to this. So our greens is cooking down. And now it's time for the fun part. We're gonna season this. I'm using some Lawry's seasoned salts. This is what I'm using, guys, Lawry's. I'm going to use about 3 tablespoons. I'm going to be using some accent. This is what it looks like. This is optional, but if you want your greens to taste exactly like mine, you're going to have to use this. This takes your food up, flavor-wise, to a whole nother level. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of this. I'm going to also be using some onion powder. Onion powder. There we go. Focus, focus, focus. Okay. Going to be using 3 tablespoons of this. Also going to be using some garlic and parsley. 2 tablespoons. I'm also going to be using some black pepper, 1 tablespoon. And then we're going to mix. Just going to mix this all around. Move our meat around. Look, that meat is coming off, guys. Yum. And I don't want to completely take all the meat off my turkey, off my smoked turkey leg, because I want to eat it as a whole. You can add some rice and that'll be your meal. You'll have your vegetable, your starch, and your meat. Or you can just eat the greens and smoked turkey just like this. What I'm going to do. And I know earlier in the video we discussed if I was going to add vinegar to this. I am going to add vinegar to this. If you don't want or like vinegar, you don't have to. And if so, I'm just using some white distilled vinegar that I have here. I'm just going to pour this in like this. And this is about 2 tablespoons. I'm going to give it a nice mix. Now, I want y'all to look at the greens. Do you see how beautiful they are? They look clean. Now, once we add the bacon grease, it gives it a nice glossy color. And it also takes the flavor up to a whole another taste bracket. You want all of that yummy. Using the bacon grease is optional, but who doesn't love bacon and bacon grease? Oh, it smells amazing in here. And also what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a pinch of sugar to bring down the tartness from the greens and the vinegar. And this is about 3 tablespoons of sugar. I'm really not trying to break up my turkey, but it's coming apart because it's so tender. Which I'm not mad at. I just want to eat it as a whole, guys. And then we're just going to let this cook down on low medium heat, because we want our greens to get nice and cooked. We don't want crunchy greens, guys. No, no, no. We want some good old greens that just, oh, bring love to your soul. The best greens you ever had in your life. Do y'all trust me? Please try this recipe. With that being said, you guys stay blessed and less stress. And until my next video.